Hello, Nope Coach listeners. Welcome to episode 23. I'm your host, Suzanne Kohlberg, and I want to talk about allowing yourself to do B- work. So I'd love to know how many of you were straight A students at school? We tend to talk to people who are similar to us, and I know I, for one, was a straight A student, like a teacher's pet, right through school, and the thought of submitting anything that wasn't my best effort, I can feel little Suze inside getting riled up at the thought. And as a child or as a student, we often have parameters in place. We have deadlines. We have set dates for presentations or exams. We have things that we don't have as an adult. And so what many of us tend to do is we put things off and we tell ourselves that we have a reasonable reason, excuse, as to why we can't do the thing. But my invitation for you is to examine your reason, put it to the test, and is it legit? Or is it that you just don't want to do something that you're not immediately good at? I think this is the curse of the straight A student outside of school. When things were easy or easier, when things had a logical sequence and someone else assessing and a deadline, and you knew that you could do it well, moving out into the outside world where there isn't somebody to give you a deadline, an assessment, and an A+ and a sticker and a good job, and you might actually not be very good at it in the beginning, many of us just avoid doing the things entirely. And you can't get good at what you don't do. How different would your life be if you allowed yourself to do B- work, C+ work, D work, knowing that you weren't going to hang out there? Like, it's only a failure if you quit. If you do something, launch a business, start a program, create a podcast, do some form of creative pursuit, and you launch it to crickets, who did you learn? Who did you learn? Who did you become along the way? What did you learn? So for me, I've been in business. This is my 6th year. What I have learned along the way is I don't do well with editing. I've just a one take, no fake kind of person. And for some people, they can't come at that. It needs to be exactly right. And if that is you, is your exact rightness holding you up from starting at all, from getting some runs on the board, from learning as you go? Because your best gets to get better. And if you're always trying your best, like I am, without a doubt, if I don't look back at this podcast a year from now, 2 years from now, I have some form of secondhand embarrassment. I haven't really given it a good hot crack. So sometimes we don't do the thing because we're like, oh, it's going to be so bad. But that's how you get good. Every master was once a disaster. So I don't know about you, but I check my Facebook memories most days. I often share on Facebook funny things my kids say, purely because I love looking back on them in hindsight. A year from now, 5 years from now, I look at them. But sometimes I look at the things, beyond what my kids say. And I'm like, what am I wearing? What was I thinking? Why did I say that? I got to evolve. And your goals and dreams and creative pursuits get to evolve as well. But we all know someone who's stuck on coulda, shoulda, woulda. What's that movie? I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. And that's their life story. Whereas I'd rather throw my hat in the ring, have a good, hot crack, fail spectacularly and go, hey, that wasn't for me. Or learn a lot more than actually keep thinking, well, unless it's perfect, I can't do it at all. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Allow yourself to do, your B-, your C+, your D work, and see who you become along the way. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening. I'd really encourage you to head over to my website, suzannekohlberg.com. There's a button there. It should say something like newsletter. Jump on my list, sign up for my emails. I don't have some sexy checklist or some free training or anything like that. I don't believe in bribing people to get to my list. My emails are cool. They're fun. They're a couple times a week. There's stuff I don't share anywhere else on social media. If you're not on the list yet, jump on. I hope to see you there. Bye for now.